One might say I'm a sucker for a challenge, and everybody says that sucker isn't something you eat. But I think we can turn it into something delicious. I'm Zachary Fowler, you're watching the Catch and Cook Kitchen. Let's see what we can do with this sucker. I was just up in Moosehead the other day.
Hey! Hey, you can't park there!
Oh jeez, that's a big one. That's a nice one. And I caught a couple suckers thinking, hey, why don't we bring these back, throw them in the lobster traps, I'll catch a bunch of bait, it's springtime, time to get back out there. And these guys kept coming in on the camera, and I thought, you know, catch some of these, like I said, for bait. But instead of putting them all in the lobster traps, I really think I can make something delicious out of this. First thing we gotta do is get the meat off of it. It's got some pin bones, and it's kind of a messy thing. It's not a big fillet that you take off of there. Fry it up in the pan and enjoy. The meat's a little on the softer side, and the flavor is a little bit off, and as far as gaminess, it's like a 10 on the gamey scale compared to a delicious trout or even a piece of haddock. So to fix that, we're gonna sous vide it with a little bit of milk and some butter and some herbs. After the sous videing, we're gonna mix it with a bit of potato so we can fry it up like a burger or make like a gnocchi type thing out of it. And the rest of this will go in my traps and we'll trade up for some lobster. I'm gonna take and try to remove as much of the bloodline as possible. Trying to remove anything that doesn't look appetizing or bloodliney. There, those don't look too bad. And set those to the side. This is our sous vide. Sous vide is the art of cooking something in water. We're gonna put it into a boil bag and cook it in here. The beautiful thing about the sous vide, this thing cook stuff to an exact temperature. I'm gonna go 129, and that will mean completely cooked through and a perfectly tender, flaky fish. Since it's a slow cook and I wanna add some of these shallots back to this after it comes out, I'm gonna cut it into strips so that it's easy to remove with the fish later. We're gonna use a vacuum seal bag. They're kind of food safe. I've seen people do it in regular plastic bags and things. I like the idea of this bag a little better. Just a bit of milk. The milk, they say, helps with soaking certain fish in milk before you cook it because it removes some of the flavors. So I thought, hey, let's cook it in the milk with the butter. Kind of like making a, you know, Alfredo sauce, except for we're not adding any Parmesan. Take a paper towel and wipe your seal just in case anything has touched it. Lose her up. We're gonna do this manually because it's wet. And then seal. Now it's all sealed up, we just drop her in. And I made a little wire rack to hold it. And you just pop your bag in like so and close it up and she's good to go. All right, it's at 113 now. Setting a timer for 45 minutes. And as soon as it's at its target temperature of 129, that 45-minute timer will start ticking down. And while that's happening, let's start on our potatoes. We're gonna throw a couple of potatoes and we're gonna steam them so they don't absorb more moisture, and we're using russets, which is the better potato for doing a gnocchi type thing. We'll set that on my little burners off to the side, which I never use because they're insane. They're like, look at that. That's nuts. All right, we'll make some tartar sauce. We'll try some just dippables and then one on a brioche bun. 1, 2, 3, 4, don't ask me why I'm counting them. 5, I'm gonna make a bunch because I love tartar sauce. The better you wring them out, the better your tartar sauce. We'll throw a couple of green onions in there as well. The mayo, a little smoked paprika. There we go, this will be perfect for our sandwich. I'll have a little bit of something for a breakfast sandwich or something else down the road. 6 minutes on the timer here. Perfect amount of time to Google silly things that cats do. Yeah, that's why I don't like cats. Our sous vide is done. Timer just went off. We can pull it out of there and drain out the contents. Retrieve our fish. Ah, there's the supposed annoyance right there. The Y bone. The little in the middle of the fish that you can't fillet out of it. 3 days later. Up 30 Y bones right there. I'm calling it. Before we go and do the next step, let's see how our fish turned out in general. Nothing wrong with that. It tastes pretty good, doesn't taste fishy. It doesn't have any strength or texture. That's why I thought the frying it up to give it some crust would actually make it more palatable. One more Y bone popped up. All right, our cooked shallots, let's chop those up finer. Put that in with our fish. Take our steamed taters, precious. I'm gonna try and throw them in this guy. Just breaks that tater right down for me. We're going for a 2-to-1 ratio. 2/3 fish to 1% potato. It's like Play-Doh for adults. And this time you can eat it and it tastes good, hopefully. We'll use potato masher. Instead of just adding some more salt and pepper here, we'll add some of the adobo, which has got the oregano, basil, parsley. It's a slight, I don't know, it's a miracle spice here. We put it on wild game when we're out there, put it on fish, catfish. It doesn't matter. You can get it on fowlers.shop. It's got a little smoked paprika, it's got oregano, basil. It's got a little, I feel like when I've made a ramen broth out of fish heads and stuff when I'm out surviving, it tastes like ramen. And if I make something that's more Italian, it tastes more Italian. It's like a miracle spice. And I have 1 egg to bind the whole thing together. 1 egg to rule them all. And in the darkness, bind them. Or just make it so it sticks together better. Got my favorite Heritage steel pan. We'll set her for 360. 360 because we're using olive oil. Olive oil will start to smoke at 375. Bad for you. Don't do it. Use a different oil. Use a higher temp oil if you want to cook something hotter at a higher temp. Well, that's going in a separate bowl. I'm going to mix a little flour into some of these and see if I can't make some gnocchis. Got a little slice of Gouda to throw on there. And our beautiful patty is done. Look at that. We'll mold it out like that. Throw some torch on it. Soften it up, make it more melty. Butter in the pan. Our brioche bun in there to sear that up. Our buns are all golden and toasted up. I'm gonna take our tartar sauce and put it on the bottom of the bun. Put our patty right on top of that. Extra green onions into our bun. Oh! Would you look at that? That's beautiful. That's gonna taste so good. Lord, thank you for this food. Thank you so much for the adventure. In Jesus' name, amen. And for the gnocchis, fresh garlic in there. Plop each one of those lovingly right into there. Oh yeah, we got them. We got it working. Oh, there we go. They're all done. Look at them. Look at how golden-y delicious they are. I'm glad I didn't try the burger and I waited. I want to try them all at once. If that doesn't taste good, then I don't know. I'm pretty sure I can make anything taste good. I probably could have ground up my shoe leather and done what I just did and made it taste good. I don't think this sucker's gonna mess this sucker burger up. So, what do we try first? I kind of want to try the just straight gnocchis, little things. I'll try them just straight first. That's delicious. I can't even tell there's any fish at all in there. Maybe I went too heavy. Once I had the flour and everything else, it kind of overpowered the fish in general. All right, with the tartar sauce. Mmm, heavenly. So good. All right, let's try our burger. Oh, wow. That's really good. I gotta get somebody else in here to try it so you know I'm not fibbing. That's amazing. Aiden! Come try this! It's amazing!
Oh, this is the sucker burger?
Yeah, yeah. Isn't that good?
Surprisingly tastes kind of burgery.
It does? Like in your head with the tartar sauce?
Yeah, I wonder if it's
stuff,
just
but like,
in my head.
I was thinking it tastes more like a burger that was made out of chicken broth or something. Like something about because of the shallots and the green onions and the...
That's so good.
Right?
That's sucker.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the gnocchi. So, I've never...
Oh, but you got to eat the whole thing, not like the McDonald's guy.
Yeah.
You can't like... You can't be like, oh, I took a bite and then put it back down.
That's a big bite for a big art.
And then the gnocchis, which they just taste like...
Okay. You know, I used to make these a lot when I worked at Olive Garden. Mm-hmm. Never made them right. They were always boiled for like 10 minutes and just terrible.
I think because I added the flour, they ended up a little bit
There's fish
heavier on the potato and the fish. The fish has a very mild flavor all on its own.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that'd be
If I really
great.
wanted it fishier, I probably should have just not cleaned out the bloodline and not tried to do so good above a job
I'm
with
happy
it.
you didn't do that.
Yeah. Do you want to try a bite from behind the camera kind of thing?
I'm still fasting.
Oh, you're still fasting. Grant won't touch it. That's what the McDonald's guy should have claimed. I'm not going to have it. I'm still fasting.
Yeah, right.
Instead of taking that lame bite. Why do these people have such a hard time eating their foods? Because they're disgusting. Make your own food. Get something that's real. Go out there, catch your own food. Make something delicious, even if it's some fish that somebody says you can't make delicious. And if you want to watch the adventures with all about the catching, go check out our main channel over on Fowler's Makery Mischief. See you later.